Very good. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Let's take right hand in fist, left hand straight, pull back the thumb, bring the feet together, bring the hands together in front of the chest and press forwards. I just see my computer is slightly off center, which just doesn't work for me. So let's see. Good. All right. I'd just like you to do a little bit of movement, have a little shake out. See how your body feels today. We can shake out the hands, shake out the feet. Good. And elbows and knees. Give them a little bit of movement, nice and free, relax. And shoulders and hips. Lift and release. Bit of a jellyfish on the other side. Lift and release. Good, and shake, 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 shake. We'll do 4 corners. Just doing a minimal wee warm up. Hopefully your room is nice and warm today. Feeling into those 4 corners. Make sure that your body is responding well. We're going to continue warming the system by doing our 3 repetitions through the first section of Lao Jia Yilu. So if you feel, oh, my body still needs a bit of help, don't worry, we'll walk our way through, nice and gentle. Let's change direction. Breathe. Warm up is as much about tuning in your mind to your body as it is actually getting your body ready to move. So just notice any places where there is tension or crunching or sticking. Also notice where there is freedom of movement. Good. And let's come back to center. On a slightly bended knee, we're going to turn the center and breathe. Every time we practice, it will, ooh, don't know what that was. Sounded like thunder. Every time we practice, the body will feel slightly different. Good. Let's open our stance, deepen our stance, keeping the hips steady. Just think of turning the lower back, swiveling within the hips. Releasing the tailbone down. Good. Make sure the knees have not gone beyond the toes, so you have to sit back a little bit. Good, and now coming up. Oh, do you know, I think it's probably our, what do you call that, the door upstairs, the balcony door was being closed. That can sound like thunder. Good, all right, and release, relax down. The last of our Chen warm-ups. Chen warm-ups are very simple. We're just going to do a head rotation. Now, if you have any bone wasting issues going on in the neck, any osteoarthritis, or if you have high blood pressure, we have to be a little bit careful with this exercise. So instead of bringing the head round the back, what you can do as you circle the head is just bring the head up over the top. So you can imagine it like the sweeping dial of the clock. It never goes back. It just goes down to the side and up. So if there's any confusion or any doubt, just stick with that. If there are no problems, then you can bring your head round the back. But remember, you will always get crunching. I've never met anyone who didn't hear crunching as they circled their head. So ready, let's lengthen up and we begin. Slowly, smoothly circle the head. Now there is the movement in the circling of the head and neck. However, I want you to feel how the spiral and how the stretch gently flows down through your spine. Release your joints and allow everything else to gently move. So you'll find that your head and your tail counterbalance. And feel the spiraling continuing down through your legs, all the way down into the feet and into the floor. Good. Now, if you're practicing this on your own, try doing 30 circles in each direction. That's about standard for Chen warm-ups, 30 circles in each direction, minimum. That's a lovely little standalone exercise, as well as good warm-up practice. But for now, let's very gently and slowly change direction. With the crackling in the back, you can just soften the movement, very gentle, very slow. Again, start with the head and neck and very gently feel your way down. Every joint moves. Good. Now, you may choose to do this with your eyes open or closed. It just takes a bit of playing with it and see which way works best for you. I prefer my eyes closed. Good. Let's come back into the center and slowly lift to stand straight. Release, relax down into your belly. Now, occasionally you may find that you feel a bit dizzy as you do that practice. If you feel dizziness coming on, I suggest you gently bring your head back to center and stand straight. Don't just stop, but gently guide your head back to center and straight, and gaze gently ahead. Open your eyes if they're not open already, and gaze gently ahead without blinking, and breathe until the dizziness passes. Occasionally we might just nip a little nerve there to feel dizzy for a moment. The dizziness will pass very quickly if it happens. But as I say, some folks prefer eyes open, some closed. Let's ease out of their stance. And it's amazing what a difference it can make. It really is personal preference. I know people who feel dizzy if their eyes are closed as they practice, but they're fine with their eyes open, and vice versa. So it really is, it's something that just you have to play with until you find what's right for you. Okay, let's do a little bit with the legs. We turn out 1 foot 45, step 3/4 forward, square the hips, and we go forwards and back just a few times. Row your boat. These are Grandmaster Chen's warm-up exercises. They're very simple, very direct. They do the trick. Good. And let's take the weight back, sliding the hands down to just above the knee, and direct your nose down towards your toes. Gently breathe, relax into the stretch. No need to force it, just relax. Good. And release the toes, pull them back, and if you can, take hold, same side, hand and foot. Pulling the toes back, keep breathing. If you can't reach, you can just keep your hands to above your knee. And put the foot down, feed the weight forwards and come up. Good, and a little shake out. Good, same on the other side, squaring the hips, forwards and back. Breathe. Try to keep the heels down as you do this. You're getting a mini stretch each time. And feed the weight back, sliding down. Bracing the knee gently, guide your nose towards your toes. And this is when you realize your socks are inside out. Breathe and relax. Good, pulling the toes back, taking hold, same side, hand to foot. Little stretch. Lovely, pop the foot down, feed the weight forwards, and up you come. Easing out of your stance. Have a little shake out. Lovely. Okay. So let us go straight in now, folks, to our practice. We're going to begin with some Wuji. Now, as you know, the Chen family are very keen on standing practice, and it's really the cornerstone of our practice. However, in order to get anything done in an hour's class, we're going to really keep it very, very short. So we're just going to do a little bit of Wuji, a couple of minutes in standing just to settle and get our alignment. And I would like to ask you to try and do a bit of standing every day. I know it takes that little bit of effort, doesn't it, to just start the ball rolling, but give it a go. So for now, let's bring the feet together. And if you go into your starting position for your form, that means we can go from standing into form. So we lengthen up through the top of the head, the chin slightly down and back. Take a few moments in Wuji. So we're just calming ourselves, breathing, letting go. Good, let's release belly, hips, knees, opening to your left. Place the foot, find your center, and check that your feet are level. Check posture again, lengthening the fingers gently down. Calming down. Guide the hands forwards. Feel for a connection between the two hands. And then keeping that connection, if you wish, you can raise your hands gently, slowly up. Anywhere between belly height and shoulder height. Feel for your best connection. And now we simply focus on listening, breathing, and letting go of tension as we float in best posture. Think of yourself as that puppet on a string. Feel the top of the head floating up. Feel the tail, the spine, the shoulders and hips hanging, releasing down. Feel your weight spreading evenly across your feet. Keep letting go. If you feel tension trying to build, be aware of it, feel into it. Keep breathing, keep letting go through it. Very good. And slowly down, please. Even standing for a couple of minutes like that a day can make a difference to your practice and to your general health. So please do find it some time in your day. Float up, breathing in, filling the right foot, emptying the left, and close. Good. And let's go now straight into our form. 3 times through Yilu, section 1. Ready? And If you need more space, take it now. Lengthen your back. Lining up, shoulder, elbow, knee, toes, eye line. And relax to center. Punch. Very good. And rest. I'd like you to take a moment. I think my dad is calling. I'll be back in a second. Have a play with it yourself. If there's any issues, see if you can have a look at them. Back in a sec. You hear Dad calling? Okay. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. He's being dealt with. All right. Very good. First attempt. Now, what I find when I do longer standing practice, I feel a lot stronger. I feel a lot more aligned, and my punches go smooth as silk. So I haven't done my standing practice today other than what I did with you, and it just doesn't feel so good. So you will actually experience huge benefits within the form if you do the standing. Okay, enough of a lecture. Let's go again. So from the beginning to there, and just take space when you need it. Move back. You'll see me moving back. I need the space as well. Okay, are we ready? Check posture. Calm down. Ready? Start. Check the hips are level before you lift. Lengthen spine, make a diagonal. Fill your back. Relax to center. If you need more space, take it. And check posture, relax into your center. Punch. Hips level. Check posture. Punch. And stepping through. Fill your back as you fill your hands. Well done, and rest. Good job. Take a breath. Relax down. Very nice, everyone. Coming well. Hopefully you feel like it's coming back to you, that you're remembering what you're doing. Yeah, just a wee word about keeping the hips level. Anytime where we're doing a hammer punch, the temptation is to lift the hip, but we want to maintain our structure. So as if you're sat on a chair and you're lifting your leg, there's absolutely no need to lift the hip. I see that if I lift the hip, my whole alignment goes out. So we really want to think of keeping that level. Yeah, so that's something to play with, isn't it? Because the temptation is always to tip the hip, but we want to keep it absolutely level. Try to think of it like an L shape there in the hip, up, down, and that will maintain your structure and your strength. The same is true when we go into our empty stance, and you'll see the masters, they go onto the very tips of their toes. The foot is empty, but it's still rooted, so you'll feel a little bit of weight or a feeling of weight going into the toe, but it's not, you're not leaning on it. I find I can't actually do that. I just can't get my alignment. Much as I have tried, much as the masters many times have tried to do the whole correction thing with me on the tip of my toe, I just can't do it. I wonder, is it because my hips are so broad? Maybe that's just an excuse. So they have given me permission then to do the yang style way of doing it, which is to have the balls of the feet If you see that rather than the tip of the toe against the floor, they've allowed me to put the balls of the foot against the floor, which allows me to put just a tiny bit more weight into the foot, which in turn allows me to keep my structure. So they managed to do it. Oh, look at that, I did it. They managed to do it with the tips of their toes very well. And that's their styling. But they would rather you compromise the position in order to keep your alignment. And that's a really important lesson to learn, that sometimes we have to adjust to our capability. And it doesn't mean that you're betraying the style. It means that you're doing what you can to the best of your ability, and working to the style as much as you can. But we can do these little adaptations. But if you feel that you can keep your hips level and keep your stance correct and go on to the tip of the toe, these little ding stance positions like apparent close up and like this movement to the side, it is on the tip of the toe as opposed to the balls of the foot. So just for your information, you can do either way. If you're doing it by the book, it's the tip of the toe. But if it means that you're lifting your hip or you're putting yourself out of alignment, then we'd all rather you used the balls of your foot and kept your hips and shoulders and alignment good. Okay, let's go again, please. Last time. So just enjoy yourself this time. Let it flow. Check posture. Relax to center. Calm down. Listen behind. And we begin. Check hips. There, you can be on the tip of your toe if you wish, but keep the hips level. Again, check the hips, stay level. Lengthen the spine. San Tong Bei, 3 steps forwards. And again, oblique step. Xie Xin Abu. Embrace knee. Prepare for punch. Jack posture, relax to center. Punch. Hips level. Lengthen the spine. Relax to center. Punch. Stepping the right side through. Hips level, shoulders level, fill your back. And rest. Brilliant. Well done. Good stuff. Easing from your stance. Little bit of recovery. Do whatever it is you need to do. And let's see, are there any questions about part 1? Ooh, no. Oh, yes. It just takes a while to unmute yourself. I can ask you to unmute if that helps. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
I just wanted to ask you about if you could just go through the movement of the punch. The punch where you get the first punch, just the coming out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's quite a lot going on there, and I have seen quite a few variations. It's all much of a muchness, but yes, absolutely. Okay, so we have done our first punch. We've stepped to the diagonal, prepared, right hand in fist. You're relaxing to center. You'll feel a build up of energy on your right side, and we're turning the waist and sending the fist forward and the elbow back. So I think from that point of view, everyone's happy. I'm going to come back up quite a bit so that you can see close up what's happening. So we release the fist and the left hand scoops towards. So it's a bit like your T-shaped position. You haven't got quite as far as hug ball. So release and scoop towards. And then as you turn your weight to your waist, to your left, the right hand comes underneath. So it is becoming more of a ball shape, but you keep turning and collapse the ball, keep turning, and the right palm turns to face out. So at this stage, both palms are facing out, and that has wound you up like a spring. So then you can untwist and press the arms apart. Keep turning, releasing the right side, and come through. Okay, now hopefully that gave you some clarity. I'm not sure if I could do it mirror.
No, it's okay. You don't need to do it mirrored. Okay. Yeah, follow that as long as everyone else is okay with it.
Yeah, let's do it a few times. Yeah, Jen's coming in here as well. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say that was really useful, Eric, because that transition just out of the punch is hard.
Yeah. It is. It's not hard. It's just a little bit fiddly. You know,
Yeah.
once you get the idea of what's happening. Let me see. I'm trying to mirror. It's not easy for me. Okay, so punch. So coming T shape. No, I just can't do it mirror. Yeah, that's about it. But let's do it together. We'll do it the same way. We'll all do it the same way. So we've done our punch. Okay, left comes towards right, right hand opens. There's your little T shape. And you're turning. You can think of the right hand as scooping around the left hand, and the left hand is just turning over. So for a moment you have like a ball and you compress the ball down. So you keep turning your waist a little bit more to turn your right palm over. So now both palms are facing out, and then you're unwinding. So hands over feet, keep unwinding, releasing the right side, and you're in to your hammer punch. I'm going to try mirroring. It's quite frightening for me because I haven't really prepared it, and we tend not to mirror when it comes to Chen Laojia. But anyway, so say we have done our punch. Okay, so you've done your punch. The hand that's on the waist or on the rib cage releases and comes up, and the fist opens. And you begin to turn, and you're scooping your right hand around your left, and your left palm is just turning. You keep turning to your left, and that turns your right palm to face out. So now both palms are facing out, and then you untwist, taking the weight into your left foot to bring your right side through. That wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. So that's what you're doing. Let's do it again. Ready? So from your punch to your corner, we scoop into T-shaped position. We turn one hand, rotating one hand, going round an orbit. Keep turning your right palm to face out, and then release and come through. Yeah. And I'm not guaranteeing that was perfect work, but that was as good as I could get. Let's see, we'll do it together, same way. From the punch, scoop, T-shape, turning around your left arm, right hand comes all the way around. Keep turning, right palm faces out, and feed the weight right. Left toes in, feed the weight left, release, and come through. Yeah. So that's the one thing I didn't do when I mirrored, was shifting the weight, shifting the weight. Let's try it again, mirrored. Oh my goodness, it's like taking an exam, having never done any of the preparation. Right, ready? So we've punched to the corner. And left hand scoops, right hand opens, right hand circles around left hand, turns, keep turning, right palm turning to face out. Shift the weight as we expand, shift the weight, releasing the right side, and come through. Good. And that's your preparation for punch. Good. How was that? Is that any clearer, guys?
Yeah, that was fine for me.
Good. Okay. Are there any?
I wasn't keeping turning. I wasn't turning enough. That makes sense.
It does. With Tai Chi, really, everything is about rotating. You're rotating from center. Very occasionally, you have relaxing to center, and then your Fajin, your energy release. But even then, there tends to be some rotation in it. Like your punch, you're turning your waist to send the energy out in two directions. So in order to keep the momentum, we want to be turning from center. Just keep moving from center. And that gives you all your power, and it allows you to keep your structure and not just isolate movements of arms and legs. That is no longer Tai Chi. If you're just moving your arms or moving your legs and not moving your center, you're not doing Tai Chi. Tai Chi's principle, the core principle is keep structure, move from center. So we just want to keep gently pivoting on our center, and it gives you a feeling of fluidity, that you're just continuously like a, is it a metronome? Just ticking over, keep moving, keep moving. But of course, you know, when we're still grasping at the choreography, that's going to be difficult. So let's have another go and we'll see if we can get the movements. Again, I'll try and mirror for you. It's not an easy sequence. Once you've got it, it's easy. It's like anything, isn't it? But let's try. So we're facing the diagonal and we have just punched, right fist forwards. So left hand scooping under, right hand open, right hand scooping all the way around as the left hand turns. Keep turning to the left. Right palm turns to face out now, feeding the weight into the left. Separate the arms, feed the weight into the right, releasing the right side and come through. Good. And again. Ready. And 1, 2. Keep turning 3, palm faces out. Expand, weight right, release, weight left, and come through. Up, down, up, down. Good. One more time, please. Ready? And 1, 2. Keep turning to the left. Right palm faces out. Feed the weight right. Expand. You can turn your left toes in. Feed the weight left. Release the right side and come through. Good. And rest. Good. Now, just out of interest, in the early days, I saw this circular movement and thought of it like ballet, like a rond de jambe. We call it a circling of the leg. And I was using my leg muscles to do this circle. Can you see why that's a mistake? From what I've just said to you, if you're using your arms and your legs, you're not doing Tai Chi. Of course, we want to engage the arms and the legs. We want to let them move. We want to direct them, but the movement has to come from here. It has to come from our center. So that movement actually should be a result of the center turning, and we just allow the leg to go with the momentum, and that's what gives the circular movement. It's not this. It's not turning your leg, it's turning your center, which allows the leg, like a pendulum, to swing with a bit of guidance, but nonetheless, it's from center. So if you watch, 1, 2, and 3, turn, release, and through. That action just comes from turning the center and then turning it back to the front. And if you just allow your leg to be nice and loose, it does this action automatically. In fact, you'd have to work quite hard to stop it from happening. Just like our warm-up, we're not swinging our arms, we're turning our center, and the arms are just nice and relaxed, and you get this natural rotation. So you can see that movement is exactly the same, we're just doing it with the leg. So from here, do it with me, please. Ready? From your right punch. Left hand scoops towards right. Right hand circles round. Keep turning, right palm facing out. Feed the weight right, expand, turn the left toe in. Feed the weight left, keep turning, and in. Up, down, up, down. Good. Okay. Gosh, doesn't time fly? So we've been looking at section 1. We're nearly out of time. So just to be true to our word, shall we just take a little glimpse at the very first movement of part 2? And again, it's quite pithy. It's got a lot going on in it. This is your preparation for step back, repulse, monkey. Or, ooh, shouldn't say that. That's the Yang style. It's preparation for step back, twist, upper arm. Gaojuan, ho. Okay. So here we are. We're standing on the right leg and we're pressing forwards. However, you might not see what's going on. And I'm kind of dreading again the thought of mirroring. So we're going to, can you turn to face the front? And we'll do it together. Okay. So we're going to do a little turn to the right. And the palms rotate as if you are, yeah, you're doing that. So it's your basic silk reeling. If you're turning to the right, you get this. The heels of the hands lead the way and the fingers follow. So that's the first movement. Okay, so turn to the right. Now the right hand is coming up and over the bowl. The left hand is going down and pressing towards the sky, towards the earth. Keep turning center and rotate the arms in a big circulation until you have left hand up, right hand down, and sink down, bringing your right hand into fist. And I am actually going to mirror that. I can't guarantee that it will be perfect, but I'll do my best. Okay, so we're standing on your left. So I am mirroring. Heaven help me. Okay, so we're going to turn to the right. Heels of hands lead the way. Right hand coming over the top, left hand down, and we're going to circulate the arms up and over by rotating the waist. Now we finish, gosh, if I move back so you can see my hands, fingers pointing up with the left, fingers pointing down with the right, and we're going to release. As we sink down, we curl the right hand into a fist, and we finish in that fist under elbow position, like so. I'm just bending my knee so that you can see it. So you're not actually touching the elbow, but imagine that you have a little cushion of air, and the eye of the fist is pointing up, and there it is. Okay, so let's try that again. So you're standing on your left. Turn to the right. Right hand wrapping over, left hand underneath, and expand, turning the waist, right up, left down, come back to center, and release, relax to center, fist under elbow. Good, and again, please. So we turn to the right, right hand over, left hand under, turning the waist to circle, bring it round, and sink down. Good, and again. So we turn to the right, right hand over, left hand under, turning the waist, squaring up. We've got heaven and earth, and relax down, fist under elbow. Last time. Ready? Turn to the right. Right hand wraps over, left hand under, circle, square up, and fist under elbow, relax to center. Very good, and rest. Whew. Good. Let's do it together. I'm going to face away from you. Ready? So we're standing on the left. We turn to the right. Right hand over, left hand under, circle, untwist, left pointing up, right pointing down, release, relax to center, fist under elbow. Good. One more time. Ready? To the right. Right hand wraps over, left under, circle, and relax down, fist under elbow. Again, please. To the right. Right hand wraps over, left hand under. You get this moment of rolling the ball, and now expand it, opening to the left, squaring up. Fingers point to the sky, fingers point to the earth. Release, relax to center. Good, and rest. something to play with. If you can play with that section of this video for next week, it'll stand you in really good stead. And that's all preparation for then step back, twist upper arm. But we do 5 times. Yeah, so we'll look at that next week. We'd better round off here, everybody. So let's finish with a nice gentle turning of the center. Good work today. Good questions. Let's go down to the legs. Just give everything a bit of love. See how the muscles feel. All the way down to the ankles and feet. Up the body again. Cup your hands for a little bit of cushion. Feel the vibration going through your body. Let's go up to the chest, up to the shoulders. Good. You can pat your arms. Back to the center. Shaking out. We'll do a little heel tap. And stand. Just for a moment, breathe and listen to your body. Tingling all over. Let's bring the hands to cover center. Just guiding the awareness, guiding the breath, guiding the energy back into your center. Feel your energy is stronger. Well done, beautiful. And close. Folks, thank you so much for joining me today for Laoja Ilu Part 1 and the very beginning of Part 2. Happy training.